This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the... What the...
Cut it out, old man. There's some shots of the city, so you're supposed to say something dramatic, like, we're down to our final four, and today's matches are do or die. And then you follow it up with, oh, hi, I'm Golden Boy. I'm with it on the desk with a couple of buffoons. I've heard it all before, Alex. You throw in a couple of wrestling references, and then you're done.
Where does personal attack come from?
Yeah, where has this come from? Have I missed a domestic dispute here between the two of you at some point?
That's just how it sounds. That's how it sounds every day.
I can't help the way I sound. Look, listen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 10 of VALORANT Masters Tokyo. Coming to you live from the Tipstar Dome in Chiba. Of course, I'm Golden Boy, and if you couldn't tell, I'm with a couple of buffoons. It's Brent and Sideshow. We're on the test today.
That's how you sound. It's always the same with you.
It was a good impression.
Thank you. I don't think my American accent was that great.
No. But one day ask me, and I pull off a mean Sideshow. Just letting you know. Just letting you know.
You got the hairstyle.
I really do. We nailed it. Don't have the mustache, though. But, guys, we have our final four teams thanks to yesterday's elimination matches. And, of course, just go ahead and jump right into it and recap everyone in case you missed it. And if you did, you should go watch it because... why are you here? So let's talk about this because we had NRG take on the EMEA champs in Team Liquid. And I mean, looking at this one, Bren, I was so excited because I wanted to see NRG's development, right? How they continue to grow in this lower bracket run. But then also Team Liquid, how are they going to prove that they were the #1 EMEA team? Unfortunately, they fell short.
Yeah, they did fall short just ever so slightly. But I mean, this match as well, you're watching it, there were so many individual step-ups across the board. I mean, Victor had so many instances on Split in particular as well. This guy was absolutely frying. And Team Liquid, you saw some very high highs, very low lows. And par for the course of Liquid, it feels like
really is.
Sometimes, right, when you see just those really massive moments. But it was NRG that managed to make it through as well. So, you know, they're giving the Americas a bit of a second chance at maybe earning an extra champ slot.
Yeah. And I mean, we're going to see the best team, I guess, in the Americas later on. But that's not exactly who you're expecting.
The best team that came in as the third seed.
I know.
Americas.
Yeah. Who could have predicted it?
Stranger things have happened, but of course, speaking of stranger things, that actually takes us over to the Pacific champs, HyperX, who were on the verge of elimination as they faced off against the upstarts in Edward Gaming. All the hype was centered around EDG and what Kankan and the boys were able to cook up at Sideshow. HyperX proved the doubters wrong.
It feels like the same as their rematch, or rather this rematch, the same as the time that they played at Champions, where EDG really could have 2-0'd this.
Yes.
They were up 11-4 in the first map. There you see the scoreline, and what we skipped over was the fact that they ended up losing that, actually. It was a comeback in OT, and then HyperX looked great in the second. You know, I can't believe it.
When we were covering this match as well, I mean, there's so many elements that you could really break down, but one of the most impressive ones for me that we didn't really talk about as much on the cast was CGRS stepping in still for this team with essentially no pro player experience. It's like Sentinel subbing in Tarek for a match, and suddenly them going on a run for the lower bracket. It's absurd that HyperX have still managed to keep up a relative, level of form for most of other teams.
And also, I do want to say, it wouldn't happen. Stop coping. Okay? For all the people reacting,
I would like to see it. I'd like to see it.
Wow, okay.
Get little bro on the stage.
The ruiner of dreams is over here. All right, well, let's take a look at the bracket and where we are right now. Of course, 4 teams remain in this epic tournament. We have Fnatic and EG about to take the stage. And then, of course, it's another elimination matchup. NRG and HyperX move forward and will take on the loser of our first game in our lower final. I mean, we're right there. We're at the precipice of it all. Crazy enough, this is also the last day that we're going to be here in the Tipstar Dome as well. We got a new venue. It's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait.
I'm leaving my home away from home, my regular routine trip to the craft station where I create the perfect brew.
I got a good butt groove in this chair,
I
it's nestled it in.
The old people don't want change. It's incredible. I mean, the new venue is going to be nuts.
Just coming at me here for no reason. All right, you know what? Look, guys, this has been an incredible time. We've had a great time in Japan. I've been having the time of my life. You know, I've been going shopping. I went to Disney. I did all the things I wanted to do, accomplished everything. How have you guys been enjoying Japan? I haven't had a chance to talk to you because the show ends and you ignore me.
Mine's been I don't ignore you. I mean, I just go to bed early the past few days. I've been getting my rest, but the food's been good.
I've been getting into anime. I've
That's
been getting
just
deep
not
into
true.
anime.
That's actually just not true.
No, but don't you not like anime?
I was inspired by Evil Geniuses. They've had this anime arc, right? They started from nowhere. Nobody believed in them. Then they've had such a crazy situation to get into this spot and become more powerful than they could possibly imagine. It's an anime story, okay? And it inspired me so much, I've actually written my own anime. It's called Evil Geniuses.
What am I looking at?
The new greatest anime, okay? I got in touch with the people that own Evil Geniuses, and I bought the media rights. They sold them to me long ago before they thought they were going to be worth anything, and now I'm cooking. The only problem is, I can't write dialogue. I'm really bad at writing dialogue.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, there's a strike going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, right, so I have to write it all myself.
Hey, he's crossing the picket line.
Okay, so can you two help me out with the dialogue? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we workshop a scene?
Sure.
I'll throw you some.
What's the scene? What's the scene?
Okay.
We got you.
Throw it
Friends,
at us.
watch out
It's
for
got
friends.
drama, it's got tension, it's got everything.
we're
All
pros.
I'm in.
It's when Evil Geniuses are at their lowest point in Tokyo. They don't think Demon One is going to be able to attend. All right. So I want Bren, you're playing the main character. You're Demon One.
Oh, of course, we're against Demon One. That's great. Who else is
And Alex, you're playing the side characters.
Oh,
You're
nice.
playing
Potter?
Potter. Yeah.
Hey,
And then
Pots.
I'm going to also have you play Boostio.
Oh, okay.
And if you wouldn't mind, also play Com.
How is this a side character?
I'm directing.
You're the
you
side gig, I'm
need
the
to
main
play
character.
it.
Okay, sure.
So let's
Crap.
set the scene.
Okay.
They don't think Demon One's going to be playing in Tokyo. Oh, it's like the middle portion of the season and action. Potter's got the first line.
Potter's first. These are like
Go.
Potter's got the
Okay,
first
all right. Let's go ahead and give it our all. We know it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, okay. And Boostio's line?
Next line. Boostier's line.
Sorry.
This is you, GP.
Sorry. Okay. It doesn't feel the same without Demon One.
Well, he's supposed to be sad. He's not supposed to be laughing.
I don't know.
And
It's how Boosty sounds sometimes.
Come to follow up.
Come. Can we go to an izakaya instead of preparing?
Right, so everyone's
That was
down
good.
in the dumps, okay? That's why I've written this. And then
sure.
Demon One makes his great dramatic
hear this line.
entrance.
That was me.
Demon One makes his great dramatic entrance.
Hi, guys.
Freaking kidding me? Perfect. That's one line.
Perfect.
That's
Boostio
what
responds.
he wants. Okay, all right. Oh my God, Maxu-san.
Is that a bit over the line? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Potter follows up with a
Okay,
reaction.
I got you. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Oh, wow, we're gonna 2-0 everyone now.
Perfect. And then Demon One, with his protagonist catchphrase, comes back in.
Yes.
Yes, I like defeating teams.
I really feel like I've captured his essence. Then we have the pivotal moment towards the end with Com.
All right. But wait. Hold on. But wait. The next team up is Fnatic. Can we really beat them?
Find out next time on Evil Genius. Okay, so like I said, my dialogue, I'm not very confident in it, but what do you think? The whole idea, right? It's a hit.
Don't quit your day job.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That was a banger,
I don't know
dude.
about that, man. I mean, listen, Netflix ain't buying anything these days, man. You ain't getting away with that.
Okay, well, I'm going to take over the social hit as well
what?
here.
Okay,
Yeah. You don't control the show anymore. So make sure you tweet out about how brilliant I am using the hashtags VCT and VCT Masters. But what I want to know is stop taking pictures of your cat, scan the QR code, and tell me how much money would you pay in order to watch my anime? $1, $1,000, $1 million? And for legal reasons, I was required to say absolutely nothing at all as well.
I'd be shocked if you get any money for this.
I think it's a moneymaker.
I'm telling you, we're not in the market for it anymore.
We're truly not.
We're really not.
Guys, we're going to take a quick pause, and then we're going to be right back with today's upper bracket final between Evil Geniuses and Fnatic. See you on the other side, unless I don't quit already.
What's up? Listen. Oh my god. Let's go, baby! Wow. God, I'm so good. Just jiggle this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I should have had him do the intro for the anime.
It's another John Locke banger. Oh my God, I'm beside myself. Welcome back, everyone, to Masters Tokyo. Of course, we do love ourselves a good old-fashioned EMEA versus America showdown here, and that's the rebrand, by the way. But let's go ahead and see what we have coming up, because this is not what we thought we were going to get when we were predicting this tournament. It's a genuine David and Goliath story, and David actually is quite confident. If you hear Busio's voice, he's so good, he could jiggle it. And it's, of course, Busio's thoughts heading into today. Our confidence level is so high. We do feel like we're the best team at this tournament right now. I think Fnatic will be a hard match, but the way we're playing will win it. So, Josh, my question to you, and what the kids say, is Bustio capping?
I don't think he is currently. I mean, you need that level of confidence to believe in yourself. They don't have expectations, but they do have confidence. It's a very fine line to tread. I think it's for good reason. They're playing incredible Valorant.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, they're on a heater right now. They haven't dropped a map, but this is really a battle between two of these teams, Fnatic and EG, the two unstoppable objects just colliding. I mean, which one's going to give? Not too sure, to be honest, because both teams haven't really showed any signs of weakness.
Yeah, and that has been the scary part about this, is that this team has shown absolutely no faults. Like, everything's been clean, everything's been crisp, and obviously, when you turn to that, you got to really give the credit to the coach as well as the team here. And good news is we actually have Potter standing by with HyperX to get her thoughts. HyperX?
Thanks so much, GB. I'm going to try and grab Potter here. Well, mid-dance, actually. What's up, Potter? How's it going? Wanted to catch you, obviously, ahead of today's matchup. A lot of things you've been showing in the server, it's kind of had echoes of Fnatic-esque playstyle. How do you feel about executing that against Fnatic themselves today?
Yeah, we're feeling good. Like you said, we've been inspired by Fnatic watching them for the past year. So we definitely feel very familiar with their game. And it's not just Fnatic that we've been copying. It's been the best teams in the world. So we have like a culmination of all of that. So feeling good, feeling confident today.
Excellent. Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
You know what I appreciate about this team is that they're okay saying stuff like that. Most people will be like, oh, no, we don't copy, we create, we're original. But Potter's like, there's good ideas out there. I'm going to take them and make it better.
Yeah, you said David and Goliath. I'm now thinking it's more like master and apprentice. And has the apprentice overtaken the master?
Ooh,
yeah, that's the big question, right, as well. But the big difference comes down to like the experience levels, probably with both these teams. That's where you're going to really slice it up in terms of where you tie both of these teams up in a battle like this. Because you think about Fnatic as a squad, they've been through thick and thin. I mean, multiple experience on an international level, hard losses. You think back to Reykjavik initially as well, where they ended up losing in the finals to Sentinels, until they finally got their title win at lock-in in a comeback fashion, which honestly just a miraculous moment that we've seen. Who knows if that will ever be repeated again in VCT?
Yeah, and then you take a look at what Evil Geniuses have been doing, and they want a moment like this, right? Yeah. They want a moment where they're going to be able to get their hands on the trophy, but it's been so long before they got to that point.
Oh, hey, look at that. The poll came up. No one wants to pay for your thing. They'd rather pay for the anime arc of Fnatic winning lock-in.
That's what I mean. It's not the market for it, Josh. I was telling you this.
That's so hard. They just dropped that in there without me expecting it, just to punch me in the mouth.
And I'm glad they did, so that this way you can get humbled as we move forward, though. But speaking of humbling, though, I think Bustio also, he is clearly recognized, right, that like this moment needs to be met here. And I think that if there is a team that is capable of doing it, based on what we've seen at this event, Bren, EG have what it takes, but you're going up against just a couple of colossi in Fnatic.
Yeah, you really are. I think it's going to be really quite difficult. I mean, Bustio has spoken about, they were tweeting in the past about their experience, about them kind of making, what was it, the whole event in the first place. But I mean, this was when was this? Last year, 2022.
So long ago.
Of like the playoffs in stage 2 of the NA League.
Yeah, where they post a webcam video of them all popping off because they made like challenges too. Yeah. That's the difference.
Meanwhile, Fnatic's got like 4K high def cameras panning in, confetti everywhere.
But the experience difference, massive. In terms of what they're actually doing at this tournament, very similar. Both of these teams have been scorching a path through, I mean, for EG, the group stage, but both the upper bracket, without dropping a map, looking phenomenal. Their round win rate is through the roof. Like, these two teams have been absolutely dominant in a historic sense, too. They've just been so good.
And it's nuts, too, right? Because it's not something that you would necessarily expect when you talked about evil geniuses at the beginning of the season.
No
For
way.
Fnatic, though, this is what you had expected from a literal super team that was conceived here.
I mean, just stay on this graphic for a while and soak it in, to be honest, because what we're witnessing here is history at a tournament. There has never really been two teams as dominant like this in the fashion that Evil Geniuses and Fnatic have been at in Masters Tokyo, comparative to every other international event that we've seen so far.
By the way, that number 4 spot, Sentinels at Masters Reykjavik, didn't drop a map on the way to winning the title. And they're still in 4th place. Now, Fnatic and EG probably going to take chunks out of each other here and maybe drop each other down a peg or two. But one of the big things that I've been impressed with is that dominance for EG is like very clearly defined. Pistol round, bonus round, convert them, get the snowball going, get momentum going.
True.
And that, I think, is something that Fnatic absolutely have to stop. You can't allow EG to be beginning every half winning a pistol, winning a bonus. It's just been ridiculous.
Yeah, so much of the game plan's been revolving around that. I mean, they win this pistol round out, and then they have really cool ideas as well. I mean, you can tell the almost inspiration from Fnatic's playstyle with the prioritization of ultimates, big util combos as well, and how they've carried that forwards, because it's been the key win con in a lot of these bonus rounds. You can watch any one of these bonus rounds that EG ends up winning, and it's all about using whatever they've got at their disposal at the time when they get to that point, in round 3 or round 15.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to bring up that quote from Potter again. I mean, she said the same thing to HyperX as she said in the press conference before, where she said that we've been inspired by Fnatic's plays for the past year and a half, and also said, you know, other teams too. But one of the reasons that I wanted to get into this is because of how they use the ultimates. To me, both of these teams are expert at taking those ults and using them to win bonus rounds or win something else like that.
Agree.
So I wanted to break down both of these teams and the styles of how they play and how they use their ults in big moments.
Let me guess, you're going to bust out the Telestrator and do some drawing things?
I'm going to bust out the Telestrator and do some drawing things.
Yay.
But we're going to kind of zip through these two, because there are a couple of examples, one on attack, one on defense for both teams that I want to go for. So we can jump into this whenever we like, but I'm going to start with Fnatic. So this is the team that I want to start with here. They're on, they're playing here. So the person to look at is Boaster's ultimate, and they're going to use the dog. We all saw this play. The dog comes through, tagging onto Ardis, and then they use the ult to be able to just assassinate him. Early round advantage on attack side. It's great. Now we're looking at Fnatic on defense. They have the stun here off turret contact, and then Boaster in spawn ready to ult off of it, right? But that doesn't, it's too late in the round for that trap play really to get value. So this is the other part of it. Boaster simply saves his ultimate in order to deny the plant. Keep a look at the time ticks down, and they turn the trap play into a play to deny the plant from going down towards the end. They're really intelligent at adapting the plays. So now we can move on to taking a look at EG, and they do the same things on their attack side, where they're using them to try and create opportunities. Recon Dart goes through to allow Ethan a safe place on this side. Ethan's going to push up, he's going to ult, and take a look at Jorgamo. He's picked up the orb, and now double blast packs in order to capitalize on the breach ult and get themselves a pick. Immaculate, Fnatic-esque kind of stuff. And catch this one before it disappears. EG on defense, Com picks up the orb over here and ults to try and help the rest of his team at the beginning of the round. They're not just cooking up plays when they have the ults, they're cooking up plays when they're one away from ults and using the fact they'll get an ult orb to craft a strategy around it. Both of these teams, god tier at using the ults to snowball.
That's scary.
That extra level of foresight that they have where they're planning out these rounds, but also not, you know, they're not afraid to use everything at the disposal. A lot of teams will get those ults online and they'll be saving them for the rock, paper, scissors. They'll be thinking, oh, we gotta save it for a lockdown, this, that, or the other. These teams are fully focused on winning the round in front of them to snowball that advantage even further. Very similar in terms of that play style.
Yeah, I like that they are just like, if you get the ult, use the ult. We have the plan, we know what we want to do. Incredible stuff there, an awesome breakdown there, Josh. Last time I compliment you. But we do actually have Durka standing by with HyperX to get his thoughts ahead of this match.
Thanks so much, GB. I'm going to try and grab Durka. Well, man of the hour. Here we go. I wanted to ask you ahead of today's matchup how you're feeling about the head-to-head versus Demon One and EG as a whole, I guess.
Feeling good. Today I came here to shoot heads, obviously, so I'm ready for the match. They're a solid team, and we're excited to play.
Awesome. Well, good luck today, and back over to you, GB.
A man of few words, but we love him. Durka always delivers in the server, but he's going to be squaring off against a very game, very prepared Demon One. And I'm excited for this matchup because both of these guys have been wanting to take to the stage for a while now.
Yeah, and I do want to see a bit of a step up in the performance from Demon One as well, to have that legendary matchup now of Durka versus Demon One, right? Because, you know, EG, their last win that they got, Demon One didn't even need to put up big numbers. I mean, he didn't need to perform it to a high level. The rest of his team was stepping up around him, but Durka has been consistently performing very, very well at most international performances, man.
Yeah, he has. And look at the difference
27 times.
Days as a pro.
Yes.
924 days as a pro for Durka versus, was that 72 for Demon One?
I think so.
And yet we still have the respect on Demon One as a player that might be able to bring it in a match like this. I mean, that shows you really the level of expectations versus the level of experience.
Yeah, I mean, I am wondering if we see that inexperience manifest in this matchup here today. Because Demon One, you know, he did have a slow time, you know, in terms of the numbers he was putting up in their previous matchup, whereas Durka has just been consistently
But
trying.
how much of that is Demon One maybe a foot off the pedal a little bit, but the rest of his team are like stepping up.
They got him.
Yeah,
they
right?
actually got Demon One. If he has a slump, they got it.
Because that's what's going on with Fnatic. If Durka's having a little bit of a bad day, guess what? You got all the
they got a super team.
They've got three
behind
other players that could turn up and put up similar numbers on a given day as well. Fnatic are just that dangerous.
It's wild stuff there. Now here's the thing. The map pool. It's going to be easy to predict, right? You think so?
Yes, I do think that the map pool is really interesting here because actually what we've seen from Fnatic is that they've only played on 3 of these maps so far at Tokyo. So these are their historic results, but they've only actually demonstrated a handful of maps at this event. Whereas EG, they have played on 5 maps. So I think that so far, what we've seen from Fnatic has been extremely good, but really narrow.
Yeah.
And when you get a big match like this, where we're expecting a clash of the titans and both teams to match up head-to-head, then both teams' map pool is really going to get tested.
Yeah, and what you see, I mean, when you make these comparisons, the middle ground seems to be split. So high likelihood as well that we maybe end up seeing it favored that way. Pearl's been a permaban for you know, Fnatic as a team as well. They just don't like to play this
And it also makes perfect sense for EG to get rid of Bind or Lotus. I just don't know which.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of the two.
Yeah, I'm excited nonetheless. We have no idea how this thing's going to shake out, whether or not EG gets Fracture.
What I hope for, though,
I think they must get Fracture.
They have to get Fracture.
What I hope from this map pool, though, with both of these teams is they've looked dominant the entire time. It's been clean sweeps throughout this entire Masters Tokyo run. And I think that both of these teams are going to let the best map for the other team through in some way or form.
Which is crazy good.
Which is wild, man. It means we're going to get an absolute clash of the very best of the best, the peaks of both of these teams looking the most dominant that we've ever seen in an international event. Ever.
It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait, of course. But we're only a few days away from our grand final, and that best of 5 matchup isn't the only thing that we've got cooking. So why don't you go ahead and check this out.
Yo, what's up everyone, it's Boaster here, and I'm at Masters Tokyo, where Riot has given some of us pros a sneak peek preview of the new Agent cinematic and gameplay trailer. Boom.
Let's check it out.
Play it.
탑시크린 영상을.
Look at these, bro. Oh, here we go.
What?
What the f is this?
Here's the chopper. 고급 카rakter 기분도 왜 알아? 주인공 지금 트랩 설치 놓은 거야. 감시자 아니야 얘. You genius. Yeah.
She's turning into a tornado.
No, it's like a coffin or like a mummy. She's a hard ass. You know what I mean? Like,
She looked pissed the whole time. Like she was about to take over some shit. Like she is on a mission.
Like me during VOD review, I'd say strict, stern, like get the job done.
guerreirinho assim, que vai para ação, que vai macetar todo mundo.
Might be a sentinel type beat.
Nah. 움직이면서 막 이것저것 다 할 수 있는 감시자 느낌. Actually, you might be right.
It's sentinel.
I'm going to tell you why. Silva ran in before her.
它是一个协助可以协助队友进到包点的一个 Sentinel 是吧？因为
she has a lot of like trap, but it's like more of a map control thing.
알 것 같아요. 되게 그냥 좋을 수밖에 없는 챔피언인 것 같아요.
我觉得有可能可以取代
有可能可以取代，在一些地图上可以取代凯宙这个，因为现在凯宙有点过于强势。
Bence en azından farklı şekilde tutabilecek bir Sentinel'in gelmesi bence iş yapacak.
I'm excited because I'm a Sentinel player, so I would like to play her.
Chat's gonna love this.
Yeah.
Give Chat like the first week. He's like, oh, this is the best agent in the game.
That's the thing with our coach. He gets very excited.
No, experimental is the
Yeah,
word.
that's what
Experimental.
it is.
If she is OP,
Yeah, I mean, every team is gonna use it.
O nome da minha tia deu CL.
I think it's maybe like Valkyrie.
Bear girl.
Bear
The
Grylls.
bear.
Be sure to watch Masters Tokyo Grand Finals on June 25th. Before the Grand Finals start, we will be revealing the cinematic and gameplay of this new agent.
왜 울어? 감상인 너무 감동적이었어?
Cry. I don't know. I mean, you know, stay tuned, everyone. It's going to be awesome. I have no idea what's going on.
The juxtaposition between Ardis and Boaster, like the wholesome and just dropping F-bombs on the broadcast, was just incredible.
We got such a funny set of players, man.
Yeah.
We truly
Genuinely.
do. We truly do. All right, guys. So we have a little bit of time. We could do some waffling for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone loves a good waffle. All right. Who's winning this?
Who's
Genuinely,
winning this
like let's talk about who's winning this and why. Because I'm curious to hear your takes, but I don't want to hear from Josh. Who's winning this and why?
Okay, you want me to put on the
I want you
whiteboard?
to start. But yeah, bust out the whiteboard.
Okay,
Did
the
you draw
whiteboard.
anything?
Yeah, I did. I just drew Fnatic. I just
Oh,
did
with a
Fnatic.
happy
I don't know if it
face.
shows up. Yeah, a little happy face.
Oh,
Need to get like make sure the lights don't shine on it. I did Fnatic for this one. I think that as much as I could lean into the bias of Americas and whatnot, EG, I think that right now they haven't really been tested on the international stage. It's just new ground for them. Fnatic, they've been here before. They are determined to get the back-to-back trophy. They want to get a clean path all the way to the finals. I think the experience is going to be the key difference because both of these teams stylistically, they're going to be matching up in very similar ways. Going to be cooking up some unique stuff, keeping each other on their toes.
Yeah.
But I just think that the experience edge, and I also think the firepower to a degree as well on Fnatic is going to be a little bit better. We've seen multiple moments where players like Leo, bail them out, Althea bailing them out from rounds that should have been a loss.
What happens if EG goes on that stage and socks him in the face once? I mean, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Masters Tokyo, for the beginning of the groups, was very predictable, but until this point, when we reached the top 8, suddenly it's just up. So, I mean, it's flipped on its head in terms of expectations. There's a real possibility that EG could come into this completely fired up and Fnatic feel the pressure a little bit too much more.
I want to hit you with some metagaming as well, right?
Hit me with
Okay, map pool. Fnatic always pick Team A. That means that EG are going to be able to define what the final map is. I also think because Fnatic permaban Pearl, they're guaranteed to get Fracture in there. So the first map's either going to be Bind or Lotus, I think, from Fnatic. Then you go to Fracture, and then EG define what the third map is. If EG can hold on and avoid a 2-0, I think they win map 3.
Interesting. So what do you got?
I still got Fnatic.
Okay.
I still got Fnatic because I think Fnatic have more chances to win on Fracture versus EG winning on the first map too.
Yeah.
So I actually think that Fnatic might take this in a really close 2-0.
All right, you boys put me in an uncomfortable situation, but I'm going to keep it $150. I believe this, but also, if I didn't, I think Mama Busio and Papa Khan would be a little mad at me. So I'm going with Evil Geniuses, and I did a nice little design, también. But here's the thing, I have a reason for it, and I genuinely believe it's because this team is playing the hottest Valorant that we've seen in a while. They are cooking, and it feels as if that once that it's hard to stop that kind of momentum, and they're playing with a type of confidence that is rarely seen in pro sports,
and
honestly.
what happens if they lose the pistol rounds and they can't get the pistol and bonus every time? That is my worry. Golden Boy.
Coach Potter has a plan.
Okay.
I believe, but I'm excited nonetheless because that means that it's time to dive into this. Today, we're setting the stage for the final 2 days of competition. It's Evil Geniuses versus Fnatic, NRG versus HyperX. Valorant Masters Tokyo starts right now.
I want everyone to look back not only at me, but my teams, and think to themselves, pure consistency. I want to make sure I left no stones unturned when I eventually retired.
Kalau misalnya kalian main gak enjoy, percuma kalian main. Ya ketemu mereka sih, gue seneng banget sih karena gue banyak perubahan.
When I think about performing on stage, I always had this kind of big burst of energy. You just kind of let it pour out of you. You give all that you can in the game.
With the passing of my pap-up, I always wear a necklace for him. It was his necklace and something I carry along in every match. My papa always worked hard in everything that he did. When times get tough, I always hold on to the necklace and make sure like he's there for me, and whenever I feel his presence, it's like, it's unreal for me.
All right, let's jump right in. Fnatic, up to you. Team A or Team B? You. So you want A? Okay, so EG, you will be B. Your first ban, Fnatic. Pearl, your ban. And map number 1. Side on Lotus. Okay. And then map number 2. Side on Fracture. Okay, next set of bans starting with Fnatic. You have Ascent, Haven, and Split. Your ban, you have Haven and Split. Take out Haven. Okay, so map number 3 will be Split. Fnatic side on Split. Let's run back through this, make sure we're all good to go. First set of bans, we have Fnatic with Pearl, EG with Bind. Map number 1 is Lotus with EG on defense. Map number 2 is Fracture with Fnatic on attack. Next set of bans are Ascent and Haven. Decider will be Split with Fnatic on defense. Sure. All good? Good luck to you both. Good luck.
Have been immaculate in the land of the rising sun, but today blood will be drawn. It's time for EG versus Fnatic, a match no one would have seen coming into the upper finals of a Masters event.
It is ridiculous that we've got these two teams here. I think everyone was anticipating Fnatic being in this spot, but EG minimum top 3, fighting for a grand finals position, and looking like they could do it as well.
Someone brings to bust out the tinfoil hats.
Dude, I mean, it's ludicrous. I mean, if your brackets have not been broken at this point, you need to be buying some lottery tickets or something, man, because, yeah, it's an insane prediction overall, and these two teams are going to be so interesting to watch. Stylistically, they have so many similarities. You can't really give an edge in terms of that regard. It really is going to come down to some of the individual form and the ideas and how prepared they are for this. I mean, we've seen the map select. We know what's being played as well. We were kind of alluding to the fact that we wanted to see some of the best maps being pulled out by either of these teams. I think we've got that. Yeah. We've got Lotus and Fracture as our first two maps. Lotus, I love the way Fnatic play this map. I think they have some of the best ideas in terms of how they want to play it, in particular with their comp, especially the way that they, play to defense on C, with the utilization of the Odin spam as well. On top of it, they have so many little layers that just put them ahead of other teams on that map. And for Fracture, EG are going to be coming at them with the playbook that weighs down the desk is going to break it in half, man. I mean, I said this when we were casting them, but they have so many little things to add on. You are left reeling if you try and keep up and adapt.
And Fnatic have had some experience playing against that composition because they beat NRG here. That's the first time that we've seen them play against the Sova composition. But there's a difference between playing against the comp when NRG run it and playing against the comp when EG, the progenitors of it, start out. So, taking a look at this one, again, EG running that solo Omen composition. I don't like the comp, but EG keep winning with it. So who am I to argue? This would be incredible, though, if EG were able to get an upset result here in the first. It should be Fnatic taking it away. This is their best chance to win a map in the whole series. Yeah, the Prime Gaming Agent select. I mean, no surprises here. One of the unique things that, Fnatic do run is they do like to have the Fade being ran instead of the Sky. Sky has a ton of popularity on this map for good reason, so tools are like almost a jack of all trade, but she does them all well with the flashes and everything else. But I am just so excited to get into this, man.
Yeah, well, the pressure is on for both of these teams, but it's time to dive into the action. And look, I got no idea how this bad boy is going to end, but I can say with certainty that we have two fantastic casters to call. It's Pansy and HyperX.
Thank you so much, GB and the desk. Truly incredible prospect in front of us. Two teams in never seen before form going head to head. Talk to me about where this battle is taking place. Map 1.
I mean, it's really interesting we start on Lotus. Obviously, the only loss that still sticks there for Fnatic, back at lock-in, but I mean, EG toppled foot, which in my eyes was one of the hottest prospects in terms of this map overall, this stage here in Tokyo. But man, is it a tall order. It's such a tall order. And the thing is as well, we're going to have to see EG, I think, embrace an aspect of play that we haven't really seen them have to rely on yet, in the form of anti-stratton. We saw Fnatic make huge adjustments versus HyperX, the complete dismantling of HyperX on this map. So really, what are Fnatic going to bring today? Do they go back to basics? Do they have something else cooked up here? This is a true test to start off this series.
Deep breaths now. This is history in the making, potentially. Fnatic flawless thus far. Same to be said for EG, but only one can walk away from this with that clean record in place. EG on that defending side, Fnatic on the attack. Let's find out who draws blood first.
So it might actually be Comms setting up here for a play outside the door with a fault line, but Fnatic haven't, again, now the sound cue comes through. Demon 1 posted up pretty deep on this, but Durka will be able to slip away behind the smoke.
Let's see how quickly EG can respond, because Fnatic are very quick on the pivot. This puts a lot of pressure on Boostio. Got a little bit of a setup there, but he's playing slightly in front of it, and he gets dealt with. Chronicle takes him down with ease. The site's now open. They shifted so quickly from that even just attempt at drawing out that pressure on C to this A piece, and the plant should be coming in uncontested.
Safe as well for Tree. There's a very deep position here for Boaster and Durka to be dug out of by EG. It's actually the focal point is going to become potentially through archway or ropes here.
Still a couple of smokes in play, though. They can at least allow some safe passage back through, but they got to get a move on here. A lot of positions hard to clear out for EG. Fnatic sitting very deep. Chronicle unchecked on, gets away with destroying Ethan. D1 does respond, but again, time ticking and a lot of bodies to find. 4 still standing, make it against just the 2 now. Jorgamo and Com, nothing to be done here. Beautiful work from Fnatic. Mike, roll it back to the start of that round for me.
I mean, this is actually really interesting, because Boostio, it looks as if he puts an anti-plant setup, so the fact that he's looking to swing off his turret, I don't think he has any ability to retreat from this. This is a very committed position. You can see the alarm bot here on default, turret on top, and actually a nano swarm inside site here. It's all to deny the plant or buy a little time, stall out. Because again, just to come back to something the desk touched on, solo Omen, the strength of this composition for EG doesn't lie in retakes. We saw how long it took them to set up and wait for some of that utility to come back online and people to be in the right position.
EG trying to get a little proactive this time around. Classics in a frenzy for Demon 1, but that's all she wrote. And you can see how hyper-aware Fnatic are of this, sitting very deep We are seeing that Marshall back out, but plenty of rifles to supplement too. That's going to be handled, and they're trying to get that trap piece again. Durka does fall away, but they are very heads up about this. Fnatic looking very composed after some, I guess, of these pieces have caught teams out. EG was able to make a lot of these work very well. However, this time Durka's on the case, and the second they crest that corner, they're more than likely dead.
Themselves a wide open A site here, other than Com. Only a classic in hand. Durka still trying to farm up. Couple of kills here with the Marshal. We know it's usually the cornerstone of round 2 sort of purchase from Fnatic, but he will get an upgrade here with 4 bodies on the other side. I think rightfully so. I'm going to try and prioritize the showstopper progress.
They're still being quite cautious on the side. There is a player there. I think that's Com, just kind of tucked up towards the top side of the A site. Trade, not bad. That's a rifle, not completely available. Really? Oh God, hold on. Boostio's going nuts. There's a rifle and a Marshal now recoverable within range. Luckily for them, they've got Chronicle and Leo digging in their heels. This round should not have been a problem, and Chronicle is making that the case. Time now. Not a lot to play with, but a little bit of movement here for Demon One. What can he do? Alpha and Leo just about slipping through at the end of that door, maybe finding a little bit of a gap to work with, but listen to that clock ticking. He has to give away his position. And Alpha sitting deep. Leo making sure he's not slipped aside just yet, and now they know it. Beautifully played by Fnatic in the end, but there were dangers made there.
It wasn't actually, even here with Demon One, finding the Vandal. You almost want to see him play time here and force Fnatic to fall to the spike. Gets a Phantom and a Bulldog. Boostio.
Beautiful.
I mean, making this look like a rifle, honestly, with the second. A big gap here between Boaster and Durka, and like I said, EG unfortunately can't actually follow through with that. Chronicle key in that regard.
They're the players you want there, though, right? Chronicle and Leo just in those sort of positions, throwing Alpha as well. Very, very safe pair of hands. Getting Fnatic to that second round here. A little bit of a different start for EG, a new conundrum to deal with. This time around, they've got that buy, though. Let's see what they've got coming out for us here. Fnatic probably going to take their time, and I told a lie. There's no time to be taken. Durka's already taken down Boostio, and that's a C-site on a platter. Boostio a couple of times now getting punished early.
See as well how much control they really receive off his utility here. So it's going to pull Com towards the entrance of B and also Jorgamo over towards C. But actually, preemptively, Ethan's headed this way as well. I guess on the back of Demon One's forward position on Rubble. Fnatic on the back of the opener. Probably identified the correct thing, which is actually there's a gap towards B. Retrieve the orb for the time being. Fnatic really waiting out aggression.
So taking the tour for the ult's really coming through as well. Gonna get that in hand. Leo only 1 away now. Chronicle 2 off, building up very nicely. And there's that kind of late round aggression coming out from EG, but look at who's waiting. Chronicle so heads up from Fnatic. They knew exactly what EG wanted to achieve. Ethan, though, can't do anything about it. Alpha slides in, takes him out of this. And now, well, B was lucky, likely. Oh, Jorgo can't do enough. Desperate attempt, but there's still 3 alive for Fnatic. 20 seconds now. Spike does need to cross, and it makes it there. Alpha gets there safely. And Fnatic very prepared here, Mike.
Right, I think we've seen EG trail by 3. Obviously, considering the pistol round win rate, and actually even a couple in there when they concede, how many times they're able to flip round 2 as well. It's another situation where Boostio, a little ahead of the curve. He's solo towards C site here, and he's caught up in the gravity well. I don't know if he's looking to maybe just jump spot, but as soon as that star goes down, you have to respect it. Some Sheriffs will come in here, Frenzy in the hands of Ethan, but no Blade Storm, so I don't know how much damage EG are really going to be able to do here.
Durka, unafraid. Stepping through A pretty quickly, clearing as he goes. Boostio just be trying to sit a little deeper this time. But Durka could go for a little bit of pressure on this. As EG sitting quite deep on the A side, so no one's really there to help Boostio here, so he's got to be careful to not go down first.
Durka digging a little deeper here, though. Fnatic still going through the motions. Like I said, actually playing very slowly here, waiting out some of these peaks from Evil Geniuses, and once again, Boostio punished.
Now what can the others do? Any chance on this? I mean, it looked initially like that A kind of exec was coming in, but they've kind of adjusted round towards B. Initial attempt denied. Pop flash goes in. Ethan tries to come through. Both are going to find him. Nice work from Fnatic, keeping everything tied up. No opportunities here for EG. Chocobo and Demon 1. Okay, that's not bad, but it's a lot of work to be even considering this dangerous.
So yeah, Demon 1 getting a little bit ahead of Chocobo here. Will fall, Leo will clean it up. Very clean anti-eco here. Boaster falls, yes, but Fnatic have got themselves a huge cushion here in terms of the economy. Some of these ultimates starting to come online as well.
Yep.
In that first half versus HyperX, got to be sticking it, as you said. Obviously, last time Fnatic were on the defense, but they went 12-0.
This map has sat wonderfully for Fnatic. I think it has been one of the strongholds. They actually were also able to take down the likes of Foot, which was also, I know we keep referencing that. Maybe if you don't watch EMEA, you're like, why the hell are they bringing up Foot? Well, they were the specialists on this map throughout that EMEA regular season. They looked almost untouchable. Fnatic managed it. But here, I like this coming in from EG, a quick timeout. It's early. We know they have protocols up till about this round to be able to depend upon, but they need to get a grip on some of their players here.
Absolutely. I come back to a point. I mean, we haven't seen EG really trail. We haven't seen that, you know, the troubleshooting on the fly. They've been in a position where they can actually execute the strat book just round by round. And the Des were touching on this, how many different looks they have for some of these util combos and building entire set pieces around orb farming and just reliant on one or two, you know, pieces of utility or an ultimate to tie things together. So be curious, this is definitely one you want to be a fly on the wall for in terms of the timeout, and
gosh, yeah,
really see how they're going to approach things, because even one actually going to pick up the operator here. So,
and I'm just happy seeing that Fnatic have set this tone, right? And this is now the first time we get to see EG tested like this. It's so visceral, it's so in front of you. We've never seen them put, you know, in this sort of position so clearly. Fnatic are really prepared. They are pulling no punches. This is Fnatic in full form. Just heads up, this is the best we've seen them look. They are absolutely nailing this. Now, do they hit a pace change after this timeout? Looks pretty pacey, at least for Durka, but again, could be just take that similar space he's been doing, set that precedent that he will be taking this space every single round.
Operator on the other side of the map here, Boaster. Anyone really in any sort of risk. Almost pause for the time being, but Boostio again.
He's got to stop this.
Yeah.
He's going to be kicking himself. Again, Boostio's been incredible to watch.
Absolutely.
But here, it feels like he's getting a little ahead of himself, wants to be that difference maker.
It feels like they're hunting him.
I mean, Dirk has been on that case every single time. He's absolutely had him dead to rights. Now, the lean towards the site, though. Look at the progress. Nice hold there from Com. Going to take away Durka from this, but they still continue to commit. Spike's going to go down. The Viper's pit's going to come up. That's in, obviously, off the back of Chronicle, making lovely early progress.
Does Jorgamo check for boost? Boaster's not spotting him either. Did they both pop into smokes there at the same time?
I'm not sure, but
I think Boaster went into astral form.
Jorgamo's just slipped through. This
I mean, there's
huge.
an alarm bot here anyway, but Alpha can be swung onto.
Flash, really good timing. Does he want to make the most of it? Yes! Great work from Jorgamo. The flash was perfect to get Alpha. And now Boaster, I mean, his position's a little weird. Coming through from Link, I guess. Jorgamo might even consider that. But the other two, remember who's still standing? Leo and Chronicle. Nasty little players. The bait on the door. The late time through, but there they are. Chronicle and Leo holding this down. And they're running low on time. They're running out of players. Fnatic still hold form. 5 now on the board.
That was crazy to see Jorgamo and Boaster not spot each other out. And again, with Boostio falling first, that util isn't there to pick up the lurk. The awareness is there for Boaster to have a little bit of freedom. And yeah, I don't know if this is indicative of what we're going to see going forward, but EG definitely need to switch things up. Bladestorm available now. Some of these ultimates getting a little closer, but a 5-0 scoreline here.
Okay, looks quite simplistic from Fnatic, just clean into the site. Obviously a set piece, smokes up. Everything that they need, and the plan should follow. Oh yeah, nowhere to go on that one really, Com. Chipped away at pretty early, but has to respect this. Spike is down. Stingers, couple of sheriffs. Where's that danger going to come from? Demon 1 actually popped knives. That's a little much. Alpha making light work of both of them. Ethan down very low as well. It's just not enough threat coming through from this comp. Gonna get caught up. Lovely from Fnatic again. Just dealing with any danger. Yes, it got a little bit dicey when you heard the knives coming out, but beyond that, this is comfy from Fnatic.
Clinical.
Very much
Honestly, EG have barely had a look in, other than round 2, really the one that stands out. That's felt like they've really put up any resistance, and the energy is totally different on stage right now.
Yeah, this is the... I love seeing Fnatic in this form because, again, I'm a Durka enjoyer. You know what? When he's popping off, fantastic. But then also, you've got to look at your Chronicles, your Alphas, and Leos. These investments, these upgrades to their players are just shining, especially on this map. I feel like it's sat with them so well here. Live into this one, Fnatic, with, once again, a brutal piece towards C. And Boostio has to play this right. He's been struggling to find his footing here.
Playing much further back here, the lockdown available, but pop preemptively here, so EG aren't really gonna gain much off this, even if the paint shell lands as well. Boostio falls once again.
He's finding nothing here. Sight's theirs. Demon 1 on the flank, sure, but he's gonna get past Chronicle, who is hitting big form, and the stall from him is sublime. Stunned up, he's trying to get away, he does so as well, readjust quickly, thinking quick on his feet, turns the flash, he's still standing, he's still firing, and he's still taking 2 down. Ethan finally trades it, but by now, what are you meant to do? You're a mile away from the site.
Round's done. You can see on Ethan's face as well, this is getting a little bit frustrating. Look at what it takes to even try and dig Chronicle out of that position. And I'm not sure if just the game plan is completely off here, but Fnatic, it's bread and butter. They're not really doing anything special right now. It's not as if they're resorting back to that choreography that we've seen them employ so many times.
Now they've got a death grip on this game. 7 rounds sitting so favorably. Ethan just trying to keep hold of that rifle, which he is going to achieve. But that first kill, again, Boostio, I'm worried about this player. And on the other side, you look at the 9-day difference, you've got someone like Chronicle just, you know, coming alive on these stages. You know, you'd think about pressure. It's a lot with Fnatic. You wouldn't want to, I guess if your expectations are being pushed here, they're coming up against that Cinderella story run from EG, Fnatic could have faltered to that. They could have had an issue. Second timeout now for EG.
It's not actually too surprising to see this because they're not looking like themselves today.
I mean, you heard it in the interview. I mean, how many times have they discussed the kind of respect, the shaping themselves after Fnatic to an extent, but now they're facing them in the server.
Yeah,
it's a very tough tool.
Yeah,
tough
sure.
task.
I mean, you imitate a team or you take inspiration so heavily from a team, maybe there's an element of fear here and maybe a little bit of nerves, honestly, coming up 100%. Against the ones that are the best in the business at doing this. But I'm just looking at player cams. Like I said, this is a stark contrast.
Yeah, Potter's trying to get him going. You can see it. Potter is marching orders.
She's spitting.
But EG needs to turn up. There is something to be said about the fear of the name, right? You're playing against, arguably, I mean, debatably, maybe, I don't even know at this point. I think it's holding pretty true at this scoreline. The best in their roles, right? Like straight down that roster, you can maybe compare and contrast, but they're always in the conversation, every single one of these. So if you're EG, who are these underdogs, these kind of, you know, upstarts you want to see do well, you've looked at these players, you've looked at how they play, what they do, and now you have to take them down. All those 50-50s feel like 70-30s. It doesn't feel as favorable anymore, but they need to get back online here. Otherwise, they're going to go out with a whimper, and it's going to just mar everything they've tried to achieve here. Back to business. Fnatic testing the waters, and that quick pivot back towards A. Wow. For now.
Fault line set up. Either mound or outside B here. Might just see the double satchel in once again. Boombot doesn't take contact actually, and Durka's just going to be posted up here. We'll be able to retrieve the orb. And options are plenty now. With 2 members of Fnatic already pushed up towards Rubble, past the doorway even, and nobody from EG over on this side of the map.
Does Fnatic double pump? They could, technically. I mean, this is on Fnatic. They can paint this picture however they feel. EG just trying to mirror them around the map, but they're going to be behind the curve. Little slowdown here from Fnatic to try and clear things meticulously, but now they're going to take towards the side. Paint shell goes in. Smokes are up. There's 5 players standing up towards the top of A. If they try and waterfall out off the back of a flash, it could be pretty tasty, but Durka's position actually could be very valuable. 4 slightly deeper. EG take back towards the site. 30 seconds now. Durka delivers towards Demon 1. Showstopper set, he's still going to do it all himself! Welcome to playing against the big boys. Durka is just built a little different. Fnatic unfaltering in their approach. Prime Gaming flawless.
You see Fnatic are just waiting for EG to pull out a set piece.
Yep.
For so long, for like 15 to 20 seconds, they're just poised here. And the thing is, you look at what the best things EG have shown us at this event, it's around util-heavy compositions and being able to put those set pieces in motion. And we're not seeing it here with this composition. We're seeing a couple of times where, you know, Com's lining up a fault line or something, but we're not seeing flashes out from Ethan. EG taking space away from Fnatic, punishing the extremities, addressing the back line. We're just not seeing any of the positives that we've seen from EG.
They're struggling to find any of this impact. Testing over towards Mound. Durka consistently has been finding this pick as well. I mean, he's been consistently killing everyone, if I'm being honest. Jorgamo is the one trying to hold a little bit of that space and territory on the C site. We've got Demon 1 pushed up deep towards A. Beyond that, it's patience from Fnatic.
I mean, bear in mind, last time we saw EG here versus Foot, Boostio put up the kill record at a VCT Masters event, 35 kills. And the pace at which they were playing versus Foot, you could tell there was a difference in respect. They were happy to take the fight to them. Here, EG, it feels like they're up against the ropes from the get-go.
Yeah. Flash, noted players. Demon 1's got to get the timing right on this. He's going to be known to be close by as well. They're running the clock very low, 35 seconds. They haven't fully committed just yet. There's the first challenger. Demon 1 holding his ground, though. And the spike, where are you going with this? Is it a B finish? They've got to get a move on. 25 seconds here. Fnatic are running this so late. Again, look at the spike. 18 seconds now. Durka does find Com.
But EG is scrambling to see. B's been left wide open other than Ethan.
He's noted it, but he's down to 18. But the player who can make the difference is Demon 1. He's got to land the shot, though. He's up against Durka. He can't do it. Ball going down with 6 seconds remaining. Boostio maybe save the day. Jorgamo's there. They're trying the best they can. Finally, they get the round.
One on the board. There's still a mountain to climb to recover this half now. If they can string this together, there's a chance, but it's a fine margin. That's what I gotta say. Fnatic play into EG's hands, honestly, in terms of leaving this so late. The crowd's still behind them.
Oh God, Boostio. Oh God. He's got to try and play safe on this one. If he goes down early again, it's going to be done for it. And they're eyeing up the B site, right? So it's like setups there. He's playing a little bit more towards connector. He's playing with a stack. It's a 4-man lean towards A, leaving Jorgamo in a really precarious position. He's got Boaster sitting super deep on the other side. They've given up the B site. The pressure's going to come back in and Boaster wins the fight. Jorgamo's gone down. They've got so much control on this. Very few avenues of approach. Back in for EG and a pivot. Straight over towards C. This is going to be heard. The door's obviously going to be noted. And Com? I mean, he's got a Bulldog. What are you meant to do with this?
And Durka's been posted up in the lurk as well. There's 3 members of EG on B site.
They've got no idea. Now they do. Demon 1 turns around on a dime. Okay, that's kind of surprising that went that way, but fair play. Even numbers now. Aren't going to be coming down much faster here. EG creeping pretty close, though. Leo's caught Boostio. It's just getting chaotic now. Chronicle trying to at least keep this favorable to Fnatic, which they've done.
That covers the spike as well. The pit spreads over default here. EG in a 2v3, but
no
lots to navigate their way through.
No dogs. So little for them to play with. Com's got nothing as well. It's just the guns in their hands. What are you meant to do with this one? Oh, an attempt. Yeah, and it's going to fall. Chronicle set this up to perfection. I think Com knows it. He can't do anything about it. Fnatic, again, the pace in which they are pivoting around this map is just unbelievable. Com just needs to back away and try and keep himself standing, but Fnatic looking very good, Mike. Instantly replying.
Let's see if, obviously, Demon 1 down to 3. I didn't note the Blade Storm progress, but that 1 round so far for EG looking like a blip.
Yep.
1 off the lockdown, 1 off the Blade Storm. There's a couple of options here, potentially. Again, we're testing the in-game leadership here with both timeouts used. Like I said, we're relying now on troubleshooting on the fly, problem solving, which EG haven't had to rely on.
It's such a broken purchase, Guardian Bulldog. One away, I think, from the Blade Storm, but look at the early challenge. Okay, Demon's going to land that. That's going to be knives available.
Is that the first blood they've found?
It feels like it, and not one that's instantly traded potentially, but then Alpha's on the case. A little bit of a follow-up from Chronicle here, but he's gone down. EG going to be winning out the brawl here. Leaving just Boaster alive. One is low, so there's a real possibility on that. The follow-ups get very, very tricky here. Jogamo already taking a lot of space away. It's going to be very tough for Boaster.
Jogamo hear him?
I think Boaster seems very
Yeah,
aware.
Boaster's got the awareness that Jogamo might be there, but Jogamo's not caught him slip through. I mean, I'm worried if he's given the plant, honestly.
Same. Easy to underestimate Boaster, but certainly been doing well for himself here. He's given a lot of time to play with too. Ideally in like a 1v3, you want to find that pick, right? You can get one, suddenly becomes game on, but being given that chance, very unlikely. And he's toying with them, drawing him in towards that B. And he's nowhere there. I mean, just popping down in a smoke on C, he's keeping him guessing.
He's got plenty of time to play with as well, and EG aren't going to expect him to have made this much progress.
Yeah, you can see where they're pinging.
Yeah, I was going to say, Boostio didn't catch a slip through spawn either, but going to be close enough potentially here to hear if Boaster does make a step. Yeah, they're clearing back towards 8.
Yeah, I think this might be
overcooked.
Yeah, the timing, the window of timing's closed for C. Now this isn't bad though. Missed that chance. Okay, Boostio's got it. That's 2. Just off on the timing there. Best he could achieve, obviously. Second round for EG. They got ults.
Yeah, Fnatic have basically been able to buy from like round 7 onwards in this half though, so
one enemy remaining.
I still feel as if bigger picture wise, I mean look at this, they've won a round, look at the energy in the player cams.
Yeah, he needs to get a little pumped up here.
Deflated in the EG camp. You can see on their faces, Lauren.
Straight in. Demon 1 needs this. Jorgamo's in a whole lot of danger. Lovely work from him. Oh, but the spray's still going to catch Demon 1, but Jorgamo at least free of that. We'll be able to find a trade. That's caught so many players out already. Boostio suffered for that one. But again, eyeing up B, they're still taking that mid progress. You've got Alpha holding the flank, holding that extremity, making sure no one gets too far ahead. There's that first sign of intent towards B, at least, obviously, taking down the turret.
Fnatic once again going through the motions though. Step by step through the protocol list. Ethan's going to have his hands full. Does have a flash here. I'm curious of when he invests that. Potentially behind the poison orb now. Yeah, it's going to come through. Will catch. Information here, but I don't see anybody from EG moving yet.
Yeah, maybe a little nervous to leave anyone isolated, but again, this is a lot on Ethan's shoulders.
Same committed position you saw Boostio in as well.
Yeah.
A problem being boasted, yeah, he's
selling.
Yeah,
he's selling it really well as well. Just maybe denying that TP from Jorgamo, a little bit of contact towards main. It's kept the players there, but they need some support here. Ethan is desperately trying to play his life. A little bit of help comes in, but mistimed on that. Spotted again. Chronicle closing the gap now. 77 HP. He's still coming out on top of this one. Closing down. Yeah, Leo's got him dead. Ethan didn't have a leg to stand on in that. The support was so far away. 10 seconds, but it's fine. They've got a plant coming in. Com getting a little bit deeper, but did he get noted? Did he get hurt? Next time around, there's so much util. Yeah, I feel like they may know.
Lockdown comes through though. Chronicle, does he get aggressive behind the divide?
Temptation, surely.
Com's not expecting it.
There he goes. Bye-bye, Chronicle. And now they need to get towards that spike. Can they get this defuse going in time? Boaster the first one to try and find the challenge. Leo sprays in. Boaster's got the defuse down. And now just Boostio. He's found Boaster. He ain't going to find any more. Fnatic, double digits on first half.
Not too far away from the 12-0 scoreline we saw versus HyperX. But once again, a masterclass in execution. Like I said, this comes down to, this composition just doesn't suit the success or the win conditions we've seen EG employ time and time again here in Tokyo.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see EG really plateau on this map. Fnatic showing that dominance we expect from them. But let's see what the desk expected of that first half.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, wow, what a rattling first half for Evil Geniuses and an incredible half for Fnatic, illustrating why they are one of, if not the best of the best in the game right now. But something to really note, I think, at the beginning of this was it was very evident. HyperX mentioned a few times, Boostio really struggling to get something going here. You could definitely tell that this composition is really messing with his head.
Yeah, he's getting caught in gravity wells, getting caught by prowlers, and we talked about how important it was that EG got the snowball going, getting pistol, getting bonus. That was all Fnatic. So he dies round 1 first, dies round 3 first, then that manages to generate ultimates. He dies round 5 first, dies round 7 first. Like every crucial round where the economy was the same between these two teams, Boostio got caught out, was the first pick, all the Killjoy utilities gone. And it's over. Yeah. It's literally over.
I mean, once you get the Fnatic war machine going and they can start snowballing, picking up the orbs to get free space towards areas, I will say, I mean, we could talk for days as well about the kind of macro ideas that Fnatic had going in, because they were playing them like a fiddle in terms of the positioning early on the map. But really, the big sticking point is that Boostio was struggling. And I think, again, that conversation topic we brought up at the beginning of this series just before it really kicked off was the inexperience difference. That was the biggest takeaway from both of these teams as they were clashing. Fnatic, they've been in spots like this before where they've been down and out. In fact, they've done it in the biggest stakes in the game, in the finals of lock-in. And I think that gives a certain level of experience. Yeah, and it gives a certain level of tenure towards the players where they know what they're capable of. EG have been playing so free up into this point that it's almost like that they've... Josh, you mentioned this when we were watching the game. It's almost like they've realized where they actually are at when it comes to Masters Tokyo.
I think the realization has hit them and it's caused confidence issues. They need to get that back by playing much better in the second half, even if they don't win.
Well, Fnatic have EG right where they want them. They need only 3 more rounds and they close this out. Let's send it back over to Pansy and HyperX.
Thank you so much, GB. Yeah, I do want to kind of bring bigger context to this. When we looked at this veto, I saw this as being late benefit to EG.
Sure, yeah, you concede a little bit in the veto.
Yes.
Not this scoreline.
But you're not, I'm going to be honest, I think there's 2 ways this goes. Sometimes it's easy. Yeah, it's easier on a team potentially to lose quickly than have a drawn-out horrific game. But then again, confidence, right? Does EG then just get shattered? That's what I'm worried about. We'll talk about that later. For now, it's a patient beginning regardless. EG are taking their time, taking a bit of a tour. Yes, progress on Jorgamo here. But Fnatic not in any particular hurry to make much happen. They have a firm lead in this, 10 rounds to their name. Could not ask for a better start for them. Doing exactly as prescribed on a map like this. Dark having to potentially respect this map, unless he's got some support.
Maybe actually some information off the back of Leo once that door drops. Not going to come through just yet though. Durka might dip his toes.
Bloody hell, it's Durka doing so much damage. Fnatic want this map done. They want to go on to map 2. They want to get out of here. They want to get to that next game in front of them. Boostio's being bullied. And that's 11. That's a flawless start here in the second half.
Well, you don't even need Leo to find you information. The crunch is perfect. You see Calm Court lining up a fault line. There's nobody deep holding this smoke.
Nope.
So like Demon 1 has like a wide angle to, yeah, exactly.
Well, Marshall, sitting up, Sheriffs. On the other side for Fnatic, pretty juiced up by, not too bad. Lovely.
Alpha hit that, by the way.
Yep.
If you were curious.
Just if you were wondering, quick heal, pit stop for Demon 1. Scary, isn't it, when Alpha's doing those sort of things?
But they note the force early on as well. The fact that Demon 1 doesn't fall to the Master shot there is a big indicator to Fnatic. That one not as clean.
Sitting way more passive now. Giving the reins over to Chronicle.
Blinded.
Trying to test the waters elsewhere as well.
There.
Talking about trying to make a little bit of progress towards A here. Smoke will be noted. Leo and Durka still in a position to maybe do some damage on the way in. Boostio posted up in this lurk once again outside C. But 30 seconds left on the clock with a force here. You want to see EG make a decision and make it quickly.
30 seconds left.
Looks like that might just be C site.
They've got they need to secure the site and deep.
I mean, look at the utility they have to cross.
Yeah, this is
There's
horrific.
a star, alarm bot, 2 nano swarms, and alphas here.
I feel like Alpha's gonna at least. I feel like one,
Yeah,
maybe.
you're dead.
Yeah, bye
Two of
bye,
you are
bye
dead.
bye. Welcome to the blender. Alpha teed up for success. They need to get that spike down. 8 seconds down, can't get any more. Actually, EG making a go of this
Hold
one.
up.
There's a little bit of something left in them, but Dirk has got a rifle, as does Leo. So this is far from out of the woods just yet. Both coming through from the connector side. And look at the HP. Jorgamo low, Com pretty low. It's Ethan who can really be the one to take that brunt of this.
Got plenty of time, though, for Leo to come back and clear spawn. He might just meet Com. If he continues, he's actually peeling back towards Durka.
Okay, Durka gets a clean fight on the first. No swing off it. Jorgamo not close enough. That's lovely from Com, though. Comes back around to find Durka, leaving Leo. Now 1v2, they are low. Jorgamo 25, 21 for Com. He's just not cleared the right corner. It was a bit of guesswork, but he guesses correctly for that jump through.
Plant's not good for Com, though. He has to swing off this.
He's got 2 seconds as well on the horn. That's up there, Leo!
No time.
Breaking the heart almost. Has to back away, but very, very close.
That's it, Leo tucked into the corner. He thought he was safe there from the default plant, but lose the Bulldog as well. Yeah, this is...
That adjustment, man.
Yeah, that's a big snap. This is just like the most Fnatic thing you see on an anti. Well, actually, with EG Forcing, 2 people just stuck in the blender. Even after that, EG actually still, they continue to push forwards.
The fact they recovered was
Yeah.
quite impressive. You know, we wait and see. What do we have here for Fnatic, though? Guardian out for Alpha, Sheriff, and a Ghost. Okay, so not masses, but a stack. So can they get a little chaotic? It looks like EG might be aware of this. Look at where they're sitting on the other side. Have an indicator given off the back of maybe the smokes. A little bit of pressure coming through. Oh, God. Oh,
He's
God,
just
the
giving up
timing!
the angle.
The timing on that, man. What are you meant to do?
I mean, they're swapping Spike.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking to see some of the situations EG find themselves in the opening map of the series as well, no less.
Yeah. Rattles you. One small benefit. Yeah, I guess those rifles aren't so easy to get into hand, but they're down to 50 seconds and they're so split across this map.
Doesn't matter. You almost favor the numbers of Fnatic with how they've already rotated preemptively here.
It's not
Even
particularly
one can't,
clean.
can't pin him down. Not noted as of yet, though.
Oh,
Chronicles won a classic versus a Vandal 1v1.
Get me
He's
out
got
of
a
this
snake
map.
bite.
Get me out of this
He
map.
can slow it down.
Oh, dear. Okay, oh, this is horrible.
Somehow.
This is horrible. Oh, no! This round is nightmare-worthy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Fair play. Yeah.
It's a Prime Gaming flawless. With classics and a Guardian.
Oh, dear. Wow, we talk about confidence and mental.
What were you talking about? You talking about rip the Band-Aid off, right?
Yeah, mate, just get out of it quick.
If you know you're going to lose, you play the long game on the Veto. Doesn't really matter what happens.
Yeah, don't worry about that. See, they're fine. Definitely didn't. It's
That was
horrible.
really uncomfortable viewing.
Yeah, that's very unpleasant. Well, here we go. Let's, oh, God. 12-3. Fnatic are making themselves look like, of course, as always, the team to beat. Durka, they're so blind. And they're still winning the fight, apparently. That seems unbelievable. Oh, they want it over and done with, and it almost is.
Durka just keeps pushing. He's laughing on the player cam. It's just Boostio left, Sheriff in hand. But for a Fnatic to find, Durka seals the deal on a 13-3 to open this series, Lauren.
Yeah, this one is looking very good for Fnatic.
I do want to come back to it because I do think it's an interesting discussion that you started with the Veto, with how they look at this, and we were trying to predict this yet. We were even trying to get
we were having a chat.
some leaks from Potter, and it's like,
she
you
gave
guys
us
are,
nothing.
you guys are surely banning Bind, right? And it's like, well, yeah, you know, the Veto.
Yep.
I feel like bigger picture, we can maybe win out. And even the desk touched on this, right? Josh was even putting this perfectly. If you can win out and you get the choice on the third and you feel comfortable about it, then you play this as a 2-1. You have to approach it like that. But my counter argument to that is we haven't seen this lack of energy on stage. This is demoralizing for EG.
It's the human aspect, right? You've just been absolutely battered. And a more experienced team might be able to put this loss in a box and move into map 2 and 3 and just clean slate it. Fair play. We haven't seen EG have to do that, so now we have to find out if they can.
Little things as well, like having to call both timeouts on the first half for Potter to try and get a grip back. Yeah, get them back in the game. And like I said, this is another test that they haven't had to endure here in Tokyo. The in-game leader actually being tested here. Without that insight from Potter, you have to wait for the halftime. You have to, like I said, burn both timeouts. It's problematic, Lauren.
Well, this whole series might be problematic now. 3 rounds was all EG could get. Both these teams are flawless coming to this point. Fnatic will continue in that form, looking into map 2, which is going to be Fracture. Is this the comeback for EG, or is it them going down to the lowers with just a whimper?
Have you ever asked yourself after a bad game, what am I missing? Or sought help from impatient friends? Or browsed desperately for answers that only bring up more questions? Your self-doubting days are over with Discovery, the first game-focused AI. Discovery is trained on the world's leading esports athletes to be your everyday personal coach. That's right, Discovery can help you improve your gameplay by giving you tips and strategies to take your game to the next level. Get started at aimlabs.com/discovery.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.